Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Christina Nelson Show. I am, of course, Christina Nelson, and we are here for another Tuesday Christina Nelson Show, inspirational, motivational, healing type of show. And tonight is no different. Thanksgiving is almost here. I can't believe Thanksgiving is actually next week. It's like 8-9 days away or something like that. It's next week. It came so quickly, but let's just talk about side dishes. Last week we had my daughter on there, Chef Faith, and she was talking about all making leftovers. So this week we're going to talk about side dishes, and one of my favorite is mac and cheese. And I love, and I mean love, mac and cheese. I will tear that up. And so let me just give you one fact about mac and cheese. Okay, the English word for the pasta we know as macaroni comes from the Italian. I don't know if I'm saying this, but it's mescheroni. But it didn't start there. The Italians borrowed the Greek word macaria, which translates to food made with barley. So there you go. Now everybody knows where mac and cheese, the word macaroni came from. I don't know nothing about the cheeses. They've been here forever. But anyway, we are going to have a great show today. I have with me Miss Rayce. She is actually a part of my family now because I am married to her cousin, and we are going to with Pastor Eric, and she's going to come here. We're going to talk to her, and we're going to show how she makes her macaroni and cheese. So without further ado, here is Miss Rayce Casby. I'm sorry.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
I am doing very, very well. So let's start off here. Introduce yourself and what you do, and we can go from there.
Well, my name is Rayce. I'm part of the Price family. I'm a Casby now. I'm married. I've been married about 4 years, sorry. And what we do is we're a catering company. It's me and my mom. We got started back in 2018. It's something that we've always dabbled in over the years. We've done it off and on, but we never legitimately made it a business and go for it that way. So we've been operating since 2018. We love to cook. It's something that we love to do in our family, in the Price family. So it's a joy.
I know about the cooking because every Sunday, either my brother-in-law Ray or my brother-in-law CJ are sending pictures about what they cooked. And it's always, I know Terry, you guys love to cook. It's a big thing, right? And so you are originally from, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm from Louisiana.
Right. And so I know Louisiana got some good cooking up in there. So wow.
Yes. And like I said, and it's so funny when they would travel and come down to see us at home. We love to cook for people. So just in general, us cooking, but if we have guests over, a company over, family in town, or an event going on, we show out. We like to make so many dishes. So I know they would love to come home to visit because they like to go from house to house to eat everything.
I bet Eric and I were talking about the one time, hopefully we will be able to get out there to visit. I know that there was a family reunion supposed to happen in 2020, and then the pandemic hit. And so now it's been pushed back, but one day it's going to happen, and we are going to be able to get out there, and I'm going to have me some good gumbo or something from
Yes.
I cannot wait. But so now you are you're no longer in Louisiana, you're in Atlanta.
I'm in Atlanta. Yeah, I've been in Georgia. I want to say 17 years now.
Okay.
It's been a long time. I've been here since 2004.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you've been here for a while now. Okay. Yeah, that's great. That's great. So ELP catering, where is the ELP? What does that stand for?
So it actually has two meanings. For me, I chose ELP. That's my first son, Elijah Landon Price. That's his name. His name is now changed to Casby after we got married. But Elijah Landon Price, that was his initials. And then also my grandmother's initials, my mom's mom, Emma Louise Price. That's her initials. So it was like us coming together and both having our reason, our love for cooking, because I started cooking when I moved to Georgia. My mom had to kind of give me directions over the phone because, I was 21. I had moved out of state, and I had to learn how to fend for myself. So I had to learn how to cook. And so my mom, but I didn't take a passion of loving to cook until I became a mother. When I became a mother, then I just loved to cook. I would want to cook for him. I always wanted to have home cooked meals. I didn't want him to eat a lot of fast food, that type of stuff. So that's when my love for it picked up.
Okay. See, that's the difference. People like, I like to cook, or do you love to cook? Because I think you have to love to cook when you have family over and all that kind of stuff. I personally am the type, sorry for my husband, but I'm the type that will be like, what y'all want? Because it's either Pizza Hut or Chinese.
Right.
I'm not cooking a whole big meal for a whole bunch of people.
Oh, look, on Fridays, on the weekends, they understand if it's not a catering order, let's fend for ourselves Friday night, okay?
Yes, exactly. So that's just not my thing. But with some people, it's just a thing. Like my daughter last week, she just all of a sudden picked it up, and I was just like, and that will prove to you that it wasn't hereditary.
Right.
She didn't get it from her mama. Trust me.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what happened, where you got this from, but praise God, because we get free meals. So
right.
So you started a little late. So you didn't like, so was your mother always cooking? Like, were you that kid? Your mom cooked all the time? She was the cook?
My mom cooked all the time, but the way it was when we were growing up, when my mom and my aunts would cook, we couldn't be in that kitchen playing like
Oh, okay.
So you have to literally say, like, I learned literally before I moved to Georgia in my teenage years, the very first thing I learned how to cook, I was 19. And my mom showed me, believe it or not, I learned how to cook seafood dressing. That was the first dish, right? That was the that's something light.
I made spaghetti, you know.
No, but that's something light in New Orleans. Like, oh, I'm gonna show you how to do a seafood dressing. That was the first thing she walked me in the kitchen step by step to do, and I made that, and it came out really good. And so I was like, okay. And then by them doing so much cooking between my mom and my aunts and even my uncles cook so much, you didn't have to, rush to learn how to cook. You know what I mean? I cooked a few things. Like, for instance, I would say this, when I was like a 12 and 13, I would do stuff like corn and rice. That's not really cooking. You know what I mean? I would do sides. I didn't know how to do a meal. I could fend for myself, put it like that. But yeah, before I moved, I learned that. And then when I got to Atlanta, everything was guiding me over the phone. She was telling me, this is what you do. And then, we don't use measurements.
Of course not. Yeah.
You have to season to taste and that type of stuff. So I was learning on like that over the phone.
Oh, wow. See, for me, season to taste, I would be like, I don't know. What do you mean season to taste? And I would be like, how's it taste? And I'm like, I don't know. Is this right? You taste it right. Right. I was always like a measure. I'll be honest, I measure everything. I haven't yet learned how to be like, dash of this and a dash of that and how much in this. So you're the type that might not be able to say, I'm going to use, you get a cup here. You'd be like, look, this is how you do it.
Now, see, my cups and stuff like that, because you need to do that for us cooking. You don't want to overwater something, underwater it. So you need to know your liquids. You need to know if it's a cup. But like when it comes to seasoning, a lot of people tell you, oh, add a tablespoon. And that may not work for a whole dish. You know what I mean? Realistically, you're going to need more than 1 tablespoon of that Tony's or whatever. You know what I mean? So that type of stuff.
I understand. My husband would tell me that, and I'll be like, because that's what the recipe said. He'll be like, you can't go by the recipe. Right. That's what the recipe said to put a little tablespoon in, and that's what I did.
It don't taste like nothing.
Nothing. He'd be like, did you put? I'd be like, I did. Okay, so it's okay. I mean, poor husband. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He came from a cooking family and then married a wife that's like,
Does Eric cook? Does he cook?
Eric can cook, and we have not been able to get him right now because of the mobility issues.
Right.
But you know what? He's getting back in that kitchen, and I was like, once we get you all the way straight, once God totally does a manifestation, you're gonna be in that kitchen cooking because I
know that's right.
But I'm lost. If you want it done the way you want it done, you get up in there.
Okay.
All right. So So we were talking about side dishes, and so one of my favorite, it is actually macaroni and cheese, and I love it. And that was one thing I could make. It was basic, but I love making macaroni and cheese, and I would make it every year for my family at Thanksgiving. This year, my daughter is taking over all of that. Like I said, we have our things going on, so my daughter is taking over all of that. But macaroni and cheese. What is your favorite side dish?
Side dish
or favorites?
I will say I like seafood dressing.
Okay.
I love macaroni and cheese. And I would say yams.
Oh, yes. Yams are wonderful. Now, do you do this like the candy yam, the mar?
I do candy yams.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my God. Eric is out here saying I do cook because like don't get it twisted. Don't even put me out there like that. Okay, babe. I know.
I know you do, Eric.
Yeah. So you like the yams and macaroni and cheese. So what the question I always ask people is, do you experiment with like your recipes? Like here's a basic recipe. Macaroni and cheese for some people can be very basic. You have macaroni, you have cheeses and butter and milk and all that good stuff in there. So do you like to experiment? What made you say at the end of the day, this is the final, I like this right here, the recipe that you have?
I actually have like 2 recipes for mac and cheese. So I have one that's more difficult. Okay. There's more steps to it. And then I have one that, you're just learning how to make it. It's fireproof. It's going to taste good. It's going to be cheesy. It's going to be simple to make. You see what I'm saying? So I do have 2 different variations. And I do that with a lot. Even with my dressings, you'll have 2 variations. Being here in Georgia, I even learned that I had to have variations for my gumbo as well. Okay. So because some people really here, not everyone is big on seafood. And we do have like poor man gumbo, which we call at home, where it's like chicken and sausage. So I'll do that. There's all kind of variations. If you knew how many variations of gumbo they have.
Yeah, no, I've seen variation. I've seen people cook it and it looked a certain way, and then somebody else will cook it and be like, "Wait a minute, that doesn't look like the other one." And people put all kinds of different stuff in it. I even like Eric says that's not real gumbo, but it's a Cheesecake Factory has gumbo. I like it, but he was like, "That's not real gumbo," and I'm like, "Okay, well, I like it. It's good to me." But I know that there's so many different variations, but. And you have a specific one, you had to learn how to use variation, I guess, because of where you are. And I guess it depends on the people that are around you, surround you, right? That, some people like spicy stuff and some people may not like this and everything. And I totally get it. I'm in between. So that's good. Now here's Sheila Williams. I'm going to put some comments up sometimes. So my side dish, dressing and potato salad. Okay, Sheila.
Oh yeah, I like potato salad.
I can't be mad at you because I love me some potato salad too. And I definitely like dressing or stuffing. Hey, put in the comments, what do you prefer to say, dressing or stuffing? Because that is the age-old question here. Do you call it dressing or do you call it stuffing? Sometimes I say stuffing. My mother always would say, I think my mother would say dressing. I think my mom would say dressing. She was a little bit more proper. So she would say dressing. Yeah. And here we go. Eric says glamorous chicken soup over rice. Okay, that's what he likes. I'm not sure what glamorous. Did you mean type glamorous? Okay, I don't know what that is. So okay, we have one for dressing. Okay, she says dressing. Well, I guess I'm gonna be outnumbered here. Sandra says dressing too.
Dressing too, yeah.
Okay, dressing. Y'all want dressing? You can have dressing. I'll still say stuffing. I guess stuffing is when you actually stuff it in the bird. But
when you put it in the bird, I hear a lot of people call it stuffing.
Okay. And my mom would kind of go do both. She would stuff it in the bird and then she would have some on the side too. So, all right. So here tonight we have her recipe. So she wasn't going to cook on the show like Faith did last week because her steps, she has a lot of steps. And we are going to have a video. My daughter, Kiara, shout out to Kiara. Yes. She edited the video Rayce sent in, and it's her making her macaroni and cheese. So before we start, I'll do it after. I'll put up the ingredients afterwards. So let's start and let's watch this video. Stay tuned, everyone.
Okay, we're almost at the end of boiling our noodles. I've got about 50 something seconds. I also use, I want you guys to know, I use avocado oil in my water, along with water and chicken stock. Put them in the bowl. That's next. Okay, we're going to make a custard. We're going to take about 2 eggs. We're going to scramble those. We're going to use a cup of whole milk, and then I'm also going to use about a cup, maybe a cup and a half of heavy whipping cream we're going to add into this. And this is going to be placed inside of our noodles once they're done as well. Now we're going to make our cheese sauce. Okay, so we have the noodles inside of the bowl. Now we're going to start adding our cheese. I use the triple cheese. I'm going to put that in now. The triple cheese, coat my noodles with that. I'm going to take my onion powder. Take Tony's. I love Tony's. I take garlic powder. Okay, the mac and cheese has came out.
All right, here we go. Let me just look. There we go. Okay. All right. Okay. And so that looked so bomb. Like, oh man, like I want some right now. Like that looks so good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we even have Sheila said that looks delicious. You go, girl. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Yes. So you bake that at 375 for about 45 minutes. Here's the ingredients, everyone, so that you can know. And I'll put this in a huddle if you want me to. It looks so good. I mean, like if I could cook like that, believe me, I might try. You never know, right?
It's really easy. And that 2 cups of whole milk that you guys saw, you're going to use 1 cup of it for your cheese sauce, and then the other cup will go with your custard, with your heavy cream and your egg.
The cheese sauce. So what was actually, I saw cubes, I guess, like they were just larger chunks
So
of
I
cheese.
get a block of cheese, and that was a mild cheddar. And then I just break it up because it helps it melt faster.
Okay.
So it's basically you're using milk, a little bit of butter, cheese, and then I put a little onion powder, a little garlic powder, so it can be consistent, the flavoring, and then you let it cook down.
Okay. I see that. I've seen people do it so many different ways. Like some people melt all the cheeses, some people just kind of put the cheese in, and yeah, but I saw how you did the sauce, and then you did you still put the shredded cheese in there, and that was and that Tony's. What is that? What it like? I don't know if anything like that is up here.
Oh, y'all don't have it up there?
I have never heard of it. Like I've never heard of it. If we do, then
yeah. It's a Louisiana seasoning, and they sell it everywhere. I find it here. If you go to Walmart, you might find it, and it's really good. It's just a blend of a bunch of different herbs. It's almost like a lot of people used to use Lowry's. You remember Lowry's?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I have heard they've changed. I never was a big Lowry's fan, but it's like the same. Tony's would be that, almost like a Lowry's. It just has a more New Orleans flavor to it.
Gotcha. Yeah. I know one question I wanted to ask. You said you put avocado oil in your water.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you have to? Why do you do?
I use avocado oil, especially when I'm using recipes with a lot of butter, because I don't want to and I know I'm going to put a whole stick of butter in my noodles. I just don't want to have butter in the water when I'm boiling it. And avocado oil does the same thing. It's fat like butter. It's a fat oil, so it's still going to moisten your noodles. I do my rice with it. I do anything. And if I'm sauteing vegetables and things like that, I use avocado oil.
Oh, okay. You just taught me something new there. I've never used avocado oil. I didn't know that it was the equivalent of like a butter or anything like that. So that's news to me. Thank you. You know, I'm about to buy some now. Yeah. So Sheila says they have that Tony's right here in
Mississippi. Yeah.
Yep, Mississippi. Mm-hmm. Oh, my daughter says we have Tony's in Jersey, Mom. LOL. I didn't know, girl.
You have to get her some, Chef Faith. You have to get her some.
She's probably sitting there scratching her head. She's like, what? She said, is that ShopRite? Okay. Listen, I ain't never.
Right, I understand.
I'm basic, guys. I am like adobo and like garlic and onion. Like I know basic ingredients. I don't know all that, different stuff, everything, name brands and everything. So she knows, so she could hook it up for me. You go ahead and get me some Tony's, Faith. And so now she said, now that's real cooking. I used to do mine similar to that.
Okay.
Okay, that's wonderful. That is wonderful. Wow. It looked so good. And so was that the more difficult one, or no? That was
that one's easier than yeah. That's fireproof. You out the door, it's gonna work. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. I get that. So, all right, guys. So right now I'm going to do a little bit of thing. Last week we had me doing some true and false question. I do have some like Thanksgiving trivia, some I'm looking for my thing here. Oh, here we go. It's some fun Thanksgiving facts. Yay. Like, let's do that again. Fun Thanksgiving facts. I was proud I did that. I was like, oh, this is cute. Okay. Nice. All right. So here's some fun Thanksgiving facts. Okay. So the Thanksgiving Day Parade first balloon was in 1928, which was Felix the cat. And I had no idea this. So here's Felix the cat. That was the first Macy's Thanksgiving parade in 1928. Felix the cat. And I'm like, wow. First I was like, wow, that's old. Like Felix the cat. Well, I didn't know too much about him, but whatever. That was the first balloon for the first for the Macy's Thanksgiving parade. And so another fact is, on an average, about 3.5 million people attend the Thanksgiving Day Parade. Like millions. Like I can't see all that people. I can't be around all them people. And 8,000 people participate each year. So that includes people who carry balloons. That's the people who are in the parade and all that good stuff, right? Okay, so here's another one. turkey wasn't on the menu at the first Thanksgiving. I don't even know when it came in. That's crazy. Do you know? Do you have anything about that? Or
I know it wasn't at the first Thanksgiving, but I know it's like a commercialized thing. It was like some I guess to give business to that company, the poultry or something like that.
right.
I can't remember, but it's very later than the first Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I believe the first Thanksgiving was 1621. So I'm sure.
I don't think the turkey probably came into play to like the 1800s, maybe like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. Thanksgiving, every Thanksgiving, the current U.S. president pardons a turkey. We know that. That's okay, whatever, right? And I believe it was the first George W. H. Bush that was the first president to pardon a turkey. I mean, literally, I was really looking up these facts. Like,
yeah, I didn't know that.
And I said, wow, that's kind of late. Like, I would think that it would have been so much earlier. But I was like, that's it, really? So I guess, like, I don't know, was it 80s, I guess, that, George Bush? Yeah. And, of course, this one here, Thanksgiving is the biggest travel day of the year. And I've heard that plenty of times, the biggest travel day of the year. And I guess, and that's on Thanksgiving. I guess given the fact that people are going to parades and going to their family's home and going there, that would be the largest traveling day of the year.
That's true, because usually you stay at home for Christmas. Most of the time people stay home. And then for Thanksgiving, you probably travel to go see your family.
Yeah, that would make sense. And here's a very embarrassing thing my husband's about to put out there. We have some in the cabinet in the kitchen. Tony's? We do?
Oh my God.
We do?
Right. Like
that, go look later on. Don't be like, we do. We
now
really
now you're gonna put it on everything, Christina.
Watch it. I don't care what it is. It'll be like, we're gonna use this Tony's right here. What's in this? Tony's. What's in that? Tony's. And here we go, Ray. That recipe looks familiar.
It does it, Ray?
Because Ray claims that,
yeah, he gave me the recipe.
Yeah. Only Ray would say something like that. Recipe, right? Okay. Oh, he's too funny. Like, so everybody is just like, now everybody's joking about me talking about I use pork and bean juice as my seasoning. It's okay. Good. That's good. It's all good. So wow. So your Thanksgiving. So what are you having this Thanksgiving?
This Thanksgiving, we're going to have gumbo, of course. We're going to have stuffed bell peppers, and we're going to have seafood dressing. It's a staple. Mac and cheese. We're going to have some yams. I love pecan pie. We're going to have, my aunts might come up, so I don't know what other desserts, because one of them bakes from scratch. So she might bring us a cake. I don't know if she decides to come up. And then, of course, we'll have a turkey. We're trying to decide if we're going to have a whole turkey or if we're going to do a turkey breast. I guess it depends on who comes up. If it's just us, we might just do a turkey breast.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. And the question I always ask, well, I've been asking for the past couple of weeks, what is your favorite Thanksgiving memory?
Oh, I saw you. I don't know.
Probably so many you just can't think like one favorite.
No. I know my first time hosting Thanksgiving. That was my favorite. And it was recently.
Okay. Oh, really?
It was 2016, I believe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was 2016. I hosted my first Thanksgiving. We had family come up, and that was what's so exciting, because usually we go to my aunts, my mom or my aunt, we go there, but this was the first time, and that's big in our family, because we don't really let, I'm 38 into them that's young, and they don't so we have to be like a certain age before we start hosting. I remember like my cousins, even my older cousins, they were probably around my age when they started first hosting the holidays. The age I was when I started. Mm-hmm. So my first Thanksgiving that I hosted, and that my aunts and my in-laws, they all loved the food. It went so fast. Do you know I had made like I made 2 different gumbos. I made 2 different dressings because on David's side of family, they don't really eat pork a lot. So I
Okay.
had everything without pork, and then I had the same variation with pork in it. So yeah, and
When
it
did you start cooking? Like the week before? Like when did you start cooking all of that food?
and I looked and my mom was like, "Are you gonna cook?" I'm like, "I'm cooking everything. I'm hosting. I want to cook it."
And you cooked it all.
I
Like,
did the turkey, I did the gumbo, I did the dressing. I think one of his aunts did a mac and cheese, and I did a mac and cheese. But yeah.
wow, that's
Yeah.
a cook right there. That's a lot of food. And I'm sure it was plenty of people. And to have
Mhm.
all that food, oh my
It was
goodness.
a lot of us, and we went to the movies afterwards. And we took up like a whole row and a little bit of another row at the movie theater. It was that many of us. It was a really nice Thanksgiving. That's probably my favorite Thanksgiving.
Okay. That's good. That's good. Oh, Ray says we are on our way. Let's go. I know Atlanta is a little bit closer to Louisiana, so
Okay.
we may be able to do something one
Okay. I'm
day.
always trying to get family to come up and visit.
Mhm. See, and so you're that family member that's like, come
Yes.
on. When
Yes.
we get there, there's going to be a meal. We ain't got to worry
Yes.
about nothing. That's gone. That's
Yes.
good. That's so awesome. I love it. Wow, Rayce, I loved this interview. I loved it. It was so much fun. I like talking to people. I like getting to know people, and I like getting to know exactly what everyone else does everywhere else.
Mhm.
The seafood dressing, you said, the seafood dressing, that is good. Sounds so good, and it's different. I know that a lot of people don't normally have that type of dressing. They just have dressing and, like the
Mhm.
dressing.
Right.
And so I personally, every year while I'm at my sister's house, I make the gravy and I'm proud of it.
Good.
I am proud of my gravy because it don't be lumpy or nothing.
Does it go with the mashed potatoes that you make?
Yes.
Yes.
Everything is good with the gravy. So I always contribute, like, oh, look at that. Look, I made the gravy and everything is good now because of the gravy. So excited about that for myself. Let's see what somebody else is saying here. Sheila said, all this talking about this good food makes me hungry. I am trying to maintain a certain weight. I gained 5 pounds already. I know, Sheila. I feel like that too. And Thanksgiving is not here. And I'm saying, let me maintain myself. Let me get my weight
Yes.
together. And I always say that around the holidays. And I'm like, what are you thinking? Like, how are you going to maintain your weight? And Thanksgiving and Christmas is coming up. So I guess that's why New Year's is always the time everybody starts to lose weight.
Right.
Oh, amazing. Amazing. So what is up next for ELP? How do people get in touch with you? How do they reach out to you if they're in the area, of course?
Okay. Well, we have an Instagram page and a Facebook page. It's ELP Catering. You can follow us there. We also have an email address if you want to email for any quotes. If you don't want to go on social media, you can email us at info@elpcatering.com.
Info at ELP Catering. Let me put that up. Info at ELP Catering, if I can spell.com, right?
Yes.
Okay, that looks good. All right, so that's their email, elpcatering.com, info at elpcatering.com if you want to hit them up and order something. You never know. You never know. You might be in the area and be like, listen, I'm going to be in Atlanta. I need to do something. I need to, whatever, a macaroni.
I've had people from Louisiana come in town. They were coming to visit Atlanta, and they rent them an Airbnb, and they had us to cater their first night there because they didn't want to go looking around for restaurants and stuff. So yeah.
Makes sense to me. I would do that. I love that.
Mhm.
Wow. Faith says she is going to definitely take a shot at that recipe.
Yes.
Well, you take the shot and bring them over. That's what we do. That's what we do here. A young lady says, daughter-in-law, I have wonderful time. We come up for Thanksgiving.
Yes, that's my mother-in-law. Yes. Thank you.
Aw, sharing love. Yes. And she's going to follow your page. Sheila says she's going to follow you, honey.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Hey, Regina. How you doing, girl? Long time no see. Amen. So listen, Thank you once again for being a guest on my show. We are looking forward to many more, like just interviews and maybe another recipe. If you have something new coming out, don't be afraid. I will be hitting you up. Like, what you got?
Yes, yes,
We can make something else. You know, you never know.
yes.
I enjoyed it so much. I loved how the video turned out. It was great. So yeah, thank you. Like once again, shout out to my daughter for hooking that up for me. My other daughter, Kiara, she hooked that up for me. So thank you, Rayce. I appreciate you so much. I for saying yes and being on the show today. It was a pleasure. It was an absolute.
It was my pleasure as well. Thank you for the platform. I had so much fun.
Thank you guys. Next week, so next week is my Thanksgiving Day show is right before Thanksgiving, so it's going to be all things Thanksgiving, guys. It's going to be just some talk, some videos, some classic Thanksgiving stories, some people who decorate, all this kind of stuff is going to be on there. What to do for your Thanksgiving, I don't know, maybe how to tell somebody that can't cook how to come anyway. How do you tell somebody nicely not to come and cook your food? Thank you. We love you. And tomorrow at what time is this at? It's 7 p.m. I think. And we are going to have Barbara. She is Reverend Barbara Williams. She's going to be ministering tomorrow night on the Huddle Blog Talk page, 7 p.m. tomorrow night on the Blog Talk page. Don't forget, every Sunday at 2 p.m. we are here, the Huddle at 2 p.m. on YouTube. And join our Facebook group if you're not a member already, the Huddle, a place of healing, the group. Amen. So everyone have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week. If I don't see you next week, have an awesome Thanksgiving, and we will see you. God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night, everybody. God bless. Take care.
Good night.